Alrighty, so today we're going to talk about building up some of the features of our face. Some of those things are going to be eyebrows, cheekbones, and maybe the chin, some of those things. So thinking about how we can build some of that stuff up, one of the things that I like to do is I like to build up those eyebrows a little bit. So what I do is I'm going to put kind of a bump here. I'm going to put a bump up top on the other side, kind of like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start smoothing that clay in, blending that into the forehead. So if you look here, just smearing that clay right into that forehead. And that's going to create kind of the brow of our face. So that's going to be, if we're starting to look at it, right, I'm starting to pile that clay on and I'm starting to build up those facial features. When we do this, we want to make sure that we look at our picture. I'm just going to show you how I like to build stuff up. But what you're going to want to do is look at your picture and think about where things are a little bit higher, where things aren't as raised, where things aren't as built up, and so forth. I'm going to throw a ball right up here into the forehead, start blending that in, really smudging and blending. Again, this is the process of sculpting with the clay as a way to create a structure and create a surface. So again, looking at that face, thinking about where things need to go, how to build up those certain areas, and give things that nice raised feature and so forth. So if we look, I'm starting to get that kind of brow line created. Obviously, I can go in and push some of this up and clean some of it up. But right now, my process is just building up these facial features. Next thing I'm going to do is my cheeks. So I'm just going to take a ball of clay right on the cheekbone there. Remember, we want those eyes to look sunken, so I'm going to start blending in some clay into the cheekbone. Kind of building up that area, blending it towards where the nose is going to go. Now, this is not going to look like much right now. I want you to get it out of your head that it's got to start looking directly exactly like a face at the moment. And I want you to think more about the sculptural process and the fact that we want to work slowly and that things will slowly start to come together as we work and add more and more clay to this. Now we're going to be building this up quite a bit. Biggest thing's making sure we're really smoothing and blending this in. Again, you can see I'm starting to build up those cheekbones and give it that feature. You can also, if you wanted to, start working on that nose a little bit. Put that in there, start blending in our nose. Just to know where that nose is going to go. So you can see I'm starting to work on that face, get those things built up. I looking at it from the side and seeing how things are raised, seeing how things are built up. Blend a little bit more on that cheekbone side. Throw a little bit on the chin here. I like using balls of clay. Just kind of pressing that ball of clay right there on the space where it would go. You know, if it's not sticking, give it a slip and score on and then start blending that in. But obviously I'm just going off of my clear frame of mind. You guys would be looking at a picture here and determining where things would go, how much clay would be needed. I'm going to build up this cheek area a little bit more. Now, I'm not worried about how smooth it is. I'm just worried about getting the right structure, getting the right shape of that face in those spots, getting that right style and design, where things would be, where things go. So if we look at it, we're starting to get cheekbone built up a little bit, nose is built up. I'm going to build that chin up a little bit more. I add a lot on, and then I smear it, smudge it, blend it to take some of that off. Again, sculpting is a process of adding and removing at the same time. It's not a process of adding and then continuously adding, subtracting, subtracting, subtracting. Kind of like drawing. We draw, we erase, we draw, we erase. So you'll see I'm starting to get that chin, some of those facial features. Start working on that nose a little bit and peel some of that off. So really starting to work on that, getting some of that really blended in nicely. Again, you can change the eyebrows, how the eyebrows look. You can change how the nose looks. Just getting it on is kind of the main factor. Looking at what's a little bit higher, what's a little bit shorter, what's a little bit thicker. We'll come in and smooth all this. I like to kind of take my thumbs and kind of gouge out the eyes a little bit, just so that we have some nice sunken in recess areas for the eyes, where those eyes are going to go. So you can see I'm starting to get that face built up a little bit. Cheeks are a little built up, eyebrows are nicely built up. Blend those down into the face. You know, I like to look at my face and feel how different things are and how things feel. Look at it upside down, look at it from a distance, look at it up close, look at it in different angles and perspectives. See how things start to look as you make motions, as you make movements. You know, when I add that clay, I really pile it on. I really try to make it look realistic. Try to get it, you know, built up a lot. Don't be afraid to add too much, because you can always take some off. Building those areas up, building those areas down, raising, rounding, smoothing, cleaning, curving. You know, I might not like this nose. Maybe I want to take that nose off and make a bigger nose. You know, one thing I like to do too is I like to build up the area under the nose a little bit, right above the mouth. So what I like to do is I like to take a piece like this, build this area up. That kind of starts to act as our top lip. Everything kind of stems from either a clay or a ball, a ball or a coil. Start getting that lip on there, building that lip up, getting that mouth to look kind of real. You know, I could even get kind of crazy, have a tongue coming out, all that kind of good stuff. So really today what we're working on is getting those cheekbones built up, getting that forehead built up, getting that chin built up, maybe under the lip, under the mouth. So if you look, starting to get that face kind of coming to life now. All right, so key factors: forehead, eyebrows, cheeks, and chin today. Maybe get a piece on for the nose. We can start working from there and getting some of those things going. All right, ladies and gents, have a good rest of your day and get cranking.